Welcome to another intermittent communique, notes from the crypto underground with your host, Crypto Rasputin. It is December 18th, year zero, aka 2018. And today's market is looking pretty good. Right now you have Bitcoin at 22,678, Ethereum at 643, Litecoin at 106, XRP at 56 cents, and Bitcoin Cash at 307, XMR at 155. It's a mixture of green and red. Today's episode, we're going to be discussing some of the big stories as well as my predictions for the rest of December and early 2021. The biggest story today is that Coinbase has reportedly tapped Goldman Sachs for an IPO. They've filed some initial paperwork. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into, as I mentioned, the outlook of crypto going forward. And we're going to touch on some of the other day's news in crypto and beyond. So we'll be right back after a word from one of our would-be sponsors. Okay, and we're back. This is Crypto Rasputin, back for a discussion of Coinbase's IPO and also another story of note. Megan the Stallion has had a Bitcoin giveaway with Cash App, Square, Dorsey. They had a Bitcoin giveaway, each person getting approximately $11 worth of Bitcoin at the price of a day or so ago. Unfortunately, I didn't hear about it. I'm not clued in with the hip hop in crowd, so I didn't check that out. But that's a good step towards mass adoption. Megan Thee Stallion, uh, hyping Bitcoin. They call her Bitcoin Meg. So, getting back to this top story about Coinbase reportedly taps IPO, Goldman Sachs for their IPO. This is from Sam Borgi, and this is at Cointelegraph. And this is a story that basically talks about how they're going to go with Goldman Sachs. And one reason why they are going with Goldman Sachs is that uh, a gentleman who used to work with Goldman Sachs, who was actually there for a number of years, Fred Ersham, was the co-founder, along with Brian Armstrong, of Coinbase. So they're getting ready to go on an IPO. People say that might be good for Bitcoin. I tend to agree. Before we get any further into my thoughts about Coinbase, let's just remind everybody that I am not a financial advisor. I don't have a financial certified degree of any sort. The opinions expressed by me and on this podcast are strictly mine and strictly for educational and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, your own due diligence. So, having got that out of the way, let me also disclose that I do have some funds on Coinbase, the exchange, merely as a customer. Coinbase is backed by a lot of venture firms. It's backed by a lot of Wall Street firms, as it's mentioning here. It seems like it's going to be the on ramp for a lot of people to get into crypto legitimately. It's in the United States, it's based in San Francisco, California. So, for all those reasons, also the fact that the market is going bull right now in crypto as well as stocks, it seems like it's an opportune time for Brian Armstrong or some of the other people who are stakeholders in Coinbase. So that would include everybody from venture capitalists to the janitor who has been there from the start and got some options. All those people are going to be looking to to benefit in the IPO, and they probably will. Although typically with a lot of IPOs, there might be a dip initially after the initial run up as people unload their stock and or the traders move in. But realistically, this should probably be a pretty good play, both in terms of bringing cryptocurrency some credibility, bringing the big boys, the Wall Street financiers into it, the Wall Street traders into it. And so, in that sense, I think it's another step towards institutional adoption of cryptocurrency as a hedge of against inflation, similar to gold, a store of value. And I think it's also a step forward for cryptocurrency as a means of exchange, if only a somewhat speculative means, similar to national currencies. So now you're going to have private fiat currencies, aka altcoins. So that's my thought on the IPO. Just as an aside, we see that Megan the Stallion was selling Bitcoin with Cash App. People were getting approximately $11 worth of Bitcoin, 11 US dollars worth of Bitcoin. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's the hype, whatever." To me, it's a good move. It helps with the mass adoption of Bitcoin. It helps move people onto Bitcoin, just like with Coinbase giving you a couple of bucks worth of some obscure altcoin or less obscure altcoin. It helps to expose people to Bitcoin and other altcoins. And so, from a marketing viewpoint, since Cash App is now selling Bitcoin, it seems to me like it's a pretty good move. So I think all in all, the week is showing that things are looking up for Bitcoin. Now, what's the immediate horizon that I'm predicting? Well, again, I am not a financial advisor. I'm a Bitcoin evangelist, a sometime prophet, and an unstable genius. Now, having said all that, I think what we're going to see as we move into the rest of December and January is we are going to see a pullback of some sort, maybe multiple pullbacks. I would say probably not lower than the previous 19,000, 18,000. 17 up 17.9, 17.8 thousand at the most, and then I think you'll have a continuing bull run. Now, I should put in the caveat that I think there could be a substantial pullback along the lines I just mentioned, sometime around New Year's, also Chinese New Year's, and in the middle to beginning part of the year. That there could be a pullback as far as some profit taking, some movement out of the space. However, I think that it'll be similar to 2017, but not as deep of a pullback, and that you will see, in fact, throughout 21, we're going to see Bitcoin continue to increase and to go back up into the low 20s, thousands, and possibly as high as 30,000. I would buy into the belief of some analysts, such as Gentleman of Crypto and Crypto Blood, no doubt others, who are saying about 30,000. I'm not saying 100,000 by the end of 2021, but I do see a continual upward pressure on Bitcoin. That being said, the altcoins, I think that's another question. Ethereum, I'm definitely bullish on. I think that's going to be pulled up by Bitcoin's coattails. Also, the very fact that it's a smart contract, backbone, DeFi, etc. Not to discount its problems, but yet at the same time they did make their staking. All things are going according to their plan at this point, so they're on track and on time. So I think Ethereum was also a positive outlook overall. So that's my prediction for the two main Bitcoins. All the other ones, I got opinions all over the map, but haven't really paid much attention. So that's one of my 2021 um, resolutions, to do more studying of altcoins and also to get a better grasp of the whole monetary theory and tokenomics. So, again, this is Crypto Rasputin. We'll look for you next time. And remember, the revolution will not be televised, but it will be on the blockchain. See you next time.